All right, let's talk about Tia. Oh, I don't want to. I didn't want to show the face. Let me see if I can. I just want to show the face of the kids. Let's see here. Tia Mowry. Tia Mowry married to what's his name again? Okay, we're forgetting. I've forgotten now his name.
Corey.
Corey. Thank you, Jerry. All right, so I wanted to talk about this because of some of the comments I saw under this post. You know, let me see. Where's the thing now? Okay, there you have it. Okay, yes. So let me share this instead. There you go. All right, so I wanted to talk back together. I wanted to talk about that. And this one right here is
Oh, beauty.
anyway, but let's get to it. Let's talk about it, right? There's a video of O'Shea Duke Jackson. Do you know who O'Shea Duke Jackson is? Nato, do you know who that is?
Who's that?
O'Shea Duke Jackson.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. O'Shea Duke Jackson. Sometimes I hear him and I'm like, what kind of gibberish from hell is this we're talking about? And sometimes I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm like 50-50 with him, But let me see here. So he put out a lot of videos. I think I like his model. He puts out a lot of video in the course of a day, and he runs multiple channels. So he talks about everything relationship, but also just cover everything from very similar to what we do, but he doesn't do live streams. So he put this video out. I'm gonna play it, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Going to be? Is it harder than you thought it was going to be?
What?
Like just dating in general.
Oh yeah, I mean, because I never dated before, so I didn't have anything to compare it to.
Wow, she never dated before. That's interesting. That's quite interesting. But anyway, the reason why we're talking about this is because of this picture. This picture right here was shared on Thanksgiving Day, right? Okay, it's just Thanksgiving, nothing to be excited about. Okay, what's the big deal? Thanksgiving, right? All right, so I'll share this very quickly. She put this picture out, and when you scroll, you can see a arm on his leg. They're taking picture together. The kids are smiling, right? So obviously, online monitoring spirits, in-laws like us, we fantasize that, hey, maybe they can get back together. Why? Some people say, why should they get back together? There's a certain type of peoples that say that. Let's be clear about that. Okay, and then those of us also that say, right? Those of us that do that, it's also certain type of people. Well, but obviously we're optimistic about the role that family plays in society, right? As a cornerstone of our society, as the very unit of what we call structure and order in society, and we push everything against anybody that tries to discombobulate that. Okay, we push a whole caterpillar against them, right? But the difference between me and many other platforms is that I might say, hey, if we're going to do that, though, we have to make sure that people are in healthy marriages, healthy relationships. We're not just going to, just for the sake of family, push people back into a situation that's not healthy for their mental health, right? That's where I come in. But first, I'll push a massive truck against you if your goal or if your rhetoric tend to sound like it's going to destroy or you don't care for family. I will, and I'm going to continue to do that because you're just mad at something. I don't know what that is. Okay, but when you're ready, open arms. I'm ready, to receive you and to show you how it works. But nothing will replace structure and order in our society. Nothing. Period. Okay? Nothing else is capable of doing that. If you have something else, prescribe. If you have something else that can work better, please let us know. But with that being said, we don't know what she went through in that marriage. We highlighted a few one moment. I always told you there's no one moment that determine the health of a relationship. Everyone has been through a funk. You've been to a position where you're arguing with your spouse. You can't stand them at that point in time. You might even use the word "I hate you," right? That one moment does not determine anything. If you have enough of it, your family will end up in the patopato. That's just the way it works. So they posted that picture, and ultimately this picture, and I was like, oh, nice. Maybe there is a chance. At the very minimum, we can be happy for them that they are able to sit together and smile. I can see the authentic smile on their face, right? And whatever is going to happen in the future will happen. Who cares? What matters, right? But we have this video, so I'm gonna play this video again.
But yeah, I definitely think it's harder, than I thought. But I am optimistic.
Okay, so she's optimistic about dating successfully. I'm optimistic about this young man. He's not acting all over the internet street like Tyrese. Like, Jesus, keep this home together. I don't care what the divorce says. It doesn't matter what they filed on paperwork. Keep this family together, right? That's my prayer for them. I'm optimistic about that. Why? Because I enjoy that. And I don't mind any of my brothers enjoying the same thing, right? But she's optimistic about dating. Why? That makes me question, like, is it because she don't collect before? she's facing forward. I don't know. I have to leave room for that. She might just let me face forward, right? Let me face my front, right? Maybe, or maybe she's just being optimistic about the whole experience of being separated from this person, divorced. I don't know what the future holds, right? I would rather that she's indifferent, right? And just look forward to having a good life. And if she belongs there, if he belongs there, they will find their way back together. That's what I believe in, right? But I can't make assertions that it must be that they must be separated, or vice versa. It must be that they must be together. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, it does make sense to some people, depending on where you're coming from. It literally depends on where you're coming from in life. And that's why you should self-reflect. Why is it that my outlook on certain things is the way they are, right? Why? But newsflash, married couples that are divorced do come back together all the time. They just don't make the news. They're not as sensational. They're not as sweet. You won't click on it. Right? So if you don't click on it, it gets buried in the algorithms. It's not your fault. It's just the way it works, right? But me, I like them small, right?
2 weeks ago, US Weekly interviewed Tia Mowry by Zoom. And in this interview, there was a question asked about her love life and how hard it was or easy it was for her to recover from her divorce from Corey Hardrick. And as you can guess, it has not been easy for Tia Mowry. We've seen her make several rants about it. We've heard her talk about it on Twitter. We've heard her talk about the lack of men that are willing to court women in today's market.
Last relationship, when dating was, when I was, dating this person, it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was wonderful. There was courting that was, involved.
She made it sound so sweet, like water. It was beautiful. It was better. Anyway, let me go here. So inside of some of these comments, right? So I can see some influencers like On Wine with Tasha K say this with a glass of wine. Because she's married, I guess she doesn't mind them coming back together. Because people are telling her like, listen, the grass is not necessarily greener on the other side, right? Well, some people say grass is not greener. Me, I said not necessarily. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes it's synthetic. It's
That's
plastic.
a fact. I agree with you.
Right?
I agree.
Which part did you agree with? The first or the second?
I agree. Like sometimes it's greener on the other side.
Sometimes it's greener.
I really don't like when people try to judge people when they leave relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Until I got married, I never really understood sometimes what people go through in marriage, that there's a lot of stuff that go in there that we don't bring out.
Mm-hmm.
For two reasons. One, because you feel like there's still life ahead. Stuff that happen.
Right.
Two, some of the things are shameful. You don't even want to say because people are going to be like, what? You're still there taking that? What are you still there for? And you'll be like, that's my business. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And some of them are not the narcissists because the other person might have had their feelings and acted in a crazy way, which probably they didn't mean to do that. But at
Yeah.
that time, they don't have a better way of handling the situation and they acted that way.
Yep.
So when people leave, even when people are telling, let me tell you, even for Tyrese or Samantha, I don't think they're telling us everything.
No,
They
no.
are still
Samantha
deep
is
hacking.
definitely not telling us a lot.
Even,
Tyrese is also not willing to go for us because, but he told us something here last time. You remember? He told us something small about DV by mistake.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I
But
feel like he was telling on himself.
uh-huh.
And because what he did not understand again is DV doesn't mean that you have to put your hand on the person. DV can be emotional abuse. It can be mental abuse. It
Right,
can be a lot of stuff. Do you
right.
understand what I'm saying? So now him saying DV, I don't touch her, I don't hit her. Bro, but you hit her with your words. You hit her with your actions.
Right.
So it's a lot. But I don't like when people judge people. I'm like, oh, it's not rosy out there. The dating streets are going crazy. You're better off in there. I don't want to hear that. You don't know what
Yeah.
the person is going through in there.
You
I
have
don't
no
want to hear
idea.
that.
You have no idea.
Yes,
You have no idea.
yes.
You know.
And you don't know what the other person's deal breaker is. You can't tell me what my deal breaker is. Some people,
Yeah.
their deal breaker might not be cheating. People's deal breaker, they can't deal with emotional abuse.
Yeah, yeah. Most
And when
people's
they
deal
get,
breaker. Most people's deal breaker is not cheating. They might say it
yeah,
before they experience it, but it's usually not cheating. Most people deal breaker. They're not even aware of what it is yet until they actually,
yeah,
that because there's so much that goes into the vested interest of, especially when we talk about marriage. It's not simple. It's not as simple as I'm just gonna leave and leave. It's usually something that you
nah,
nurse, that you go back and forth for a while, that you like at some point you need courage to actually leave toxic relationships. It takes courage. It's not, like some of the ladies I was talking about yesterday said, I'll snap my finger, I'll leave. I'm like, well, that's a testament to the kind of relationship you have with your husband. If you have a good
right,
relationship with a person, not necessarily good, but if it's tight, right? It might be
right.
bad, but tight. If it's tight, it's never easy. It's
No,
never
it's
easy.
not.
So,
It's not. No, it's
so it's
not.
not, you're not snapping finger and leaving. If you're going to snap and leave, and if that's true, you should just do it and leave right now, because that person is going to feel that vibe at some point. They will leave before you, and then you collect. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But I feel like for Samantha, she has checked out already.
long before that day, the
Yeah,
day
she
that when he
checked
was
out.
flying home to come and save his marriage, long
Yeah.
before that moment, because he keeps talking
That
about
was
that
why
day.
he was flying to come save the marriage because she had checked out.
She checked out a long time ago. Like, I'm just gonna get
He
home,
was
and then
playing Superman.
they got there, and then they saw, what is it, a mask, COVID mask on the camera, and she already he told us all this story. Right.
They didn't
So
see it come.
yeah, but yeah, it's there's a lot of lessons in this. I hope everybody is picking up the lessons.
Yeah,
But
for
if you
Tia, right?
say what?
For Tia
Yeah,
Mowry.
yeah. There's a lot of lessons here. The lesson here for Tia is that I like the picture. The picture doesn't tell us much, but I'm more so looking at the comments, right?
People were going mad, man.
Yeah. I'm looking at the comments, and the comments were telling me a lot about the state of the state of the nation when it comes to relationships. You can see literally how people are projecting and interpreting based off their own personal. Like, again, I'm looking at it on Wine with Tasha K said this with a glass of wine, right?
That lady is crazy. I don't listen to. I don't take it serious.
That's another story for another day. That's somebody to avoid, but that's another story for another day. But I'm just saying, in general, you can see that people come from their standpoint, right? They're optimistic or they're pessimistic off of their own personal reflection, right? Somebody here noted something. Somebody said this ninja got his shoes on while the rest of the family got their shoes
I was
off.
gonna say that about the shoes. That was the first thing that I saw.
And then the person said he's just stopping by.
Exactly. I said the same thing. I didn't refuse to type it. I'm like, I don't
It's
care
just
what
a
everybody
vibe.
has to say. You can look at this picture and have your assumptions. The fact that bro has his shoes on is like he's on the move.
Yeah.
Come take a picture with us. And he was like, okay. Daddy, come.
Like,
And
daddy
then
daddy
he
wants
just
a picture. Daddy wants a picture. Like, daddy want a picture? Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah. So the
And then he's
fantasies,
gonna be there reminiscing on that picture. She had her eyes on my
right,
legs.
right,
Is that
right.
a sign?
Listen, men would think of that as a sign. That's one of the things I want to talk about, right?
Yep.
That's one of the things I want to talk about because you can unintentionally be leading the person on. When you have a beautiful woman like this, and you made a mess of it, and you lost your family, right? Because you didn't know any better, right? They literally become finer in your face, right? Well, not always, but I'm just saying, if it's somebody that you really love, that you were attracted in the first place, the attraction grows when you can't have it. That's just how attraction works, right? And to now put their arms on your king like that, and if you know how men feel about keeping their home together as a sense of validation, as a sense of I'm doing well for myself as a man, right? You want to replicate this moment over and over again. You want it to become permanent, right? Because if he didn't care about that, he wouldn't be coming around. Now, the desire to do that is cute, that's nice, but it needs to be backed up by the skills to actually be able to sustain that, right? Because now, if she goes to Usher and Usher decides to serenade a little bit, are you going to fly off the handle and start telling, but you're a mother though, right? Are you going to do that? Or can you keep calm and say, oh, that's not my woman right now? Right now. Do you really believe that's right now? Because the reality is that, when the people say once Debe, always Debe, there's a lot of truth to that. The vested interest, the memories that you have with this woman, the one she just recreated with you again right now. Any man who comes into this picture will be jealous. Jealousy will kill them. They will die of jealousy. They can't handle it. The fragile ego of men cannot handle, like I'm dating Tia now, but she's over there on the Thanksgiving doing kiki on Instagram with the ex. Alright? Now, if a man knows that and he builds on top of just that simple fact, it's only a matter of time. She'll find her way back to him. The kids are a factor. That's just a reality. We don't get to tell ourselves like, don't stay for your kids. No, that's just a reality. They are powerful like that. Right? The fact that you had 2 kids with that person and you're able to make amends with that person, that goes a long way. But it's always, majority of that is going to be a function of his conduct. Because when a woman feels safe and secure, we go our way back into it somehow, some way. New experiences will replace those terrible experiences because clearly she sees it as, what she sees it as is what matters. She sees it as terrible experiences to the point where she's like, I'm optimistic. I'd rather be dragged by a bunch of Indomie generation men on the internet and they don't court me, but I'm optimistic, right? If it becomes survival, yes, eventually she will settle for that if it becomes that. And that's how dangerous controlling behavior. That's how dangerous it is for someone to be completely said, no, there's nothing for me to learn. Close-mindedness is really the major culprit here, right? Maybe there's something I can learn, right? Not from Ola, from the person you're trying to attract, right? You need to learn how to listen to that, right? She's the one that left. That doesn't mean she was right, but that means that there's something she doesn't want. That's what that means, right? And if you find her valuable enough to create 2 kids with her and create a family with her and you want her back and you said, I love my wife, all is well, and you said all this kind of thing, I believe that he wants his wife back. I believe he can get his wife back. I believe that it's possible. And if it happens, I hope it's healthy and they can make it work. But I see with Adebusola says she's not going back to that man. Ain't no way. She's playing in our faces. She is? Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Chinye said, I sense regret from Tia. It's maybe the word is not as powerful as regret, but some form of maybe I can work something out. maybe I do sense that too. Maybe there's something that we can make work here. Maybe, right? Maybe it wasn't that bad, right? That's what Samantha was trying to do. Maybe it was those two people's in my ears, right? I do sense that too, right?
MOP, if you have looked at, if you have watched some of their interviews, right? You will know that there's something that has been brewing between them for a while.
Now I saw one. I reviewed one here when it first happened, before divorce at all. There was one where he just was very snappy, and I said, I don't think it's before. It was before APC Bishop, so you guys were probably not here. I did review that, and I said at that time, I said, if you do enough of that, you will lose your wife.
Yeah, the body language was.
Yeah.
Nah, my husband does that.
She was trying to say something, and then he was so
And
snappy.
he kept interrupting, and he said she's getting on his nerves.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'm like, this is Tia. Are you mad? She already any because me, I grew up on Tia. You know, why are you treating her? Why are you treating her like that? But then I'm like, okay, they might have understanding. But then I said,
no,
if you do enough of that. But this is exactly how I felt when I saw it.
Are you stupid? Are you crazy?
That was to him. That was to him. But then a little bit later, she said she graduated from a 14-year marriage. These people, you know. But yeah, it takes skills. It's possible. It's almost impossible. Let me add that. It's almost impossible. Right? Once a woman is done and she moves on like that, even separation, I think it's only 13% of separation that comes back and actually make it work. 13%. Think about that. 13%. Once they do 87%, once they do separation, trial separation, whatever you call it, it's over. You know, but it's possible. I've seen stories of people who file divorce and come back. We're one of them. You know, but I've seen other ones, you know. But it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Why? It's not because it's not possible, because of people's coconut head. They don't listen. They can only see from their own angle, and they have a hard time seeing from the other person's angle. And, you know, they start to feel like, you know, why should it be me that takes the higher road? And the real answer to that is that, what do you want? If you don't want it, keep moving. If you want this, that's why it should be you that takes the higher road. You want that or you don't want that? If you want that, then sometimes you have to pay a cost for it. Sometimes? No, all the time. All the time you have to pay a cost for what you want. So if it's not worth it, you're right to say, no. You go low, we're going to hell. That makes sense to me too, if that's what you want to say. Yeah, so, but that's what I think about it. If they come back together, as long as they're happy, I will love it. And it'll be lovely if they can showcase how they made that work, and how, you know, so that the internet monitoring space will start monitoring them, because they will monitor them. I say, I knew it was a wrong idea. I just knew it was a bad idea. They should have come back together, because people will enjoy watching Tyrese than watch people come back together. Says, I don't think she regrets this. People are not just used to seeing divorced people getting along. I think there's a reason why people are not used to seeing divorced people getting along. What do you think, Natu?
I think I agree with what Adebusola said. Especially the internet space, like it feeds so much of negativity. I don't know. People just feel out there, all the online in-laws feel like they have a say in whatever is going on in your life. You're supposed to move left, not right. Like, you're not in it. I am in it. So I know where the shoe is pinching me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So some people might be like, you know what? I don't want you, you don't want me, but we're going to be good for the kids. You understand? So a lot of people have had healthy separation. Like, when you see them, you don't be like Will Smith and his ex-wife, that they had a son together. You understand what I'm saying? That was like a very healthy separation.
Who you talking about?
They were cool. What's his first wife name? Is it Sharona or whatever her name is?
Who you
His
talking about?
first son's wife, Will Smith.
First son's wife?
His first son's mother, sorry. His first son's mother.
I didn't hear you so for some reason.
Trey's mom. Trey. His first
Trace,
son.
Trace mom. Which Trey?
Yes. Will Smith's first son.
Oh, Will Smith. I didn't hear you say Will Smith. Yeah. Will
Yeah.
Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see like he gets along with the ex-wife.
Yeah, but that's different. That you know why that's different. The wife is here, Jada is here, and the ex-wife is here. They're all together.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, you still have people that don't get along even with that. Forget about it.
No, but I'm saying
You
when we
understand?
see that, we're clear that this one are not going back together because the wife is in the picture.
Yeah, but
Unlike this
like
one.
I'm just buttressing what Ade was like saying. Like even
Right.
when, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like the people are not just used to. If people are divorced, they want to see you doing bad moves. Maybe
Right.
when you come to Thanksgiving, they like have your table outside with your children and see them, and when you're done eating, just leave.
They
Don't
rather
come
see on
inside to
reality
where I
show.
am. Yeah, but some people are
Yeah.
mature. You know, some people are
Yeah.
grown. They be like, I don't care, you can come around. She's checked out already. I'm not interested in him. If I see him around me, nothing
I'll
changes.
tell you what. Let's discuss this, okay? I get that. That's a valid point, right? That people are not used to seeing it, so people are fantasizing about them being together. But I want to go back to the part where most people are not capable of being in the same picture when they're going through a divorce or they've gone through a divorce. There is a specific reason for that, right? There's many specific reasons for that. Like I said, if I was dating Tia, I don't want to see her in Kiki picture on Thanksgiving Day, even with her children. Like I might pretend, but it's something that I'm hoping that we eventually face out. Like, why are we doing? What are we doing that for? What do we need to be in the same picture for? Like, I'm your guy now, right? It's not just because they want to do basketballs. Sometimes, out of respect for the new people you're dating, you shouldn't do that, right? Or if you want to keep it
Wait.
open, you want to meet
Out
other
of the
people.
respect for the people they're dating, they shouldn't do what? Hang out with their ex?
The Kiki picture, this picture lives on. I'm
She
talking
has
feelings now, right? I'm not
They
saying
have
what
kids
it should be.
together.
I know.
This picture is
We're
not
talking about
about
what
them.
should
It's
be.
about the
We're talking
kids.
about we're talking about what should be. I'm talking about the feelings,
Oh, okay,
which is
okay.
what is.
Okay.
The feeling is what is. The feeling is what the feeling is what is. What it should be is when you are secure as a man and that doesn't bother you. That's what I would hope it to be, right? You understand there are two kids involved. It's for the babies. It's okay. You're secure. In fact, but I'm telling you, it's easier when you have your own ex-partner and you took that picture too, and everybody can see it. Human emotions is not anybody's mate. You feel how you feel. It has nothing to do with right and wrong. It feels wrong. Even though on paper, it's for the kids. It shouldn't be a big deal. You see what I'm saying? That's why you don't see people take such picture. Now, when you see people take such picture, it means a lot. No, and that's cap. It's not just for the kids. You're comfortable to an extent around this person. It doesn't mean you did not collect during the marriage, right? It doesn't mean you're not fearful or afraid to do anything with this person again. But you're still comfortable to an extent, and that's what people see. You see what I'm saying? So if you take that picture like that and you're willing, you can take a picture and keep it at home. Why must you post it on Instagram? He can't force, if it's that bad, if that guy was that bad, he can't force you to post that picture. Because you will tell the police or security to come and carry him out that day. That's what you'll be doing. The one that people enjoy, right? So I don't want to discount the picture. I don't want to beef it. I don't want to inflate it that it means what it's not, right? I also don't want to discount that it doesn't mean that there's a possibility that these ones are getting along. When two people get along and they're exes, and it's like within this last year that the divorce happened, right? That speaks volume. It doesn't mean they'll get back together, but it speaks volume, right? Because when it's still fresh, they hate each other even that most. If they are getting married, they are at the wedding like Femi Kuti and the ex and their son. That's different. We're not fantasizing about those ones getting back together. No, it's not fresh. It's a long time ago that they've been separated, right? But these are babies. She sit right next to him and put her arm on his thigh like that. There's something. If I was your new boyfriend, that would mean something to me. I might not say something though. The best I can do is not say something. But me, I will watch that, Tisha. I'm not committing to you. I'm not. Even though I see what the comment, the brother, that person that said you are wearing shoes, you're just stopping by. What I can see in this picture is they are smashing each other in their bed. If I was trying to date Tia, call me insecure, call me whatever you want to call me. But that's what my brain is. That's the picture my brain is painting. Why are you inside of bed kissing this man? That's how the emotions work. Our imaginations has no limit, right? And we need to be aware of that. And if you're dating somebody new or you're open to dating somebody, you should be aware of that. And it doesn't mean you can't take picture, but there's a way you can take picture. There's a way Portia did it. Remember how Portia did it? Both of them were in the picture.
Portia is crazy.
Both of them, I still wouldn't take that picture. But that one tells us, like, okay, this one is over. You're just a sidekick now, or whatever. I don't know what to call you. But this is my new man. Right? That tells us volume. But I don't think it means nothing. Like, oh, it's just people fantasy. I think it's possible. I think it's more likely they might work things out at some point, because there's a reason why people end up in basketballs and they fight each other and they can't stand each other. There's a reason for that. And when people manage to get through that, that can mean a lot. That's all I'm saying. Let me see here. I don't think she regrets it. People are not just seeing, okay. This picture she posted is what made me say that with the caption, Ola left at the chat stating, how sweet would this be? So I thought Tia wrote that. I mean, what she wrote on the caption is, let me see. We're going to be all right.
I think, yeah.
She said, we're going to be all right. Why? You going to be, if I was your boyfriend, you said, who's going to be all right? Me with you or your ex? What do you mean?
Oh, gracious goodness.
I feel like I'm the new boyfriend right now, and I'm like already jealous. Like, kick this Corey guy to the curb completely, and let's do our life. I'll take picture with you and the babies. How about that? Why not? Maybe Corey has a bigger hand. Maybe he has an upper hand in this situation because he has memories with her, right? Maybe he was bad, but he wasn't that bad. Maybe he's getting better. He's becoming a new man. He's becoming a better man, right? Maybe we are fantasizing and all bullshit. It's all going to collapse. They will drag each other tomorrow. Who knows? We'll find out. We're here. You never know. Social media does not tell half the story. You never know.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah. She's sitting right next to him with arms on his lap. You know what it means if you touch my lap? I like to today my body don't rise. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Yeah, like no. Adebusala, I haven't seen you in a while on this stage. Come here, come and talk to us at some point. Wait, so listen.
And I was saying how I feel like that's no longer, present, meaning like people just don't court each other anymore. And this person was like, well, that's old news. Like people just don't do that anymore. There's just this whole new way of doing things. And I'm like, you mentioned tradition, and I think that's where it kind of needs to go back to, where, a man is courting a woman and showing her, how much he appreciates her.
That hasn't stopped Tia Mowry from empowering other women to put themselves first. Because again, focusing on themselves is what really matters.
I had actually, lost my grandmother. We had lost Elena Housley. And both of them at the same time, there was just an aha moment in me where I said, you know what? You need to tap in, see what's really going on with your happiness. Life is short. Let's go. Let's start working on you and really focusing on what really, really matters here, which is at the end of the day, your peace, your joy, and your happiness.
That's volumes. That speaks volumes.
And don't get me wrong, focusing on yourself is very important. I would tell any man or woman to consider that. The issue is when people focus on themselves so much, they forget to add value to the opposite sex. And this is what Tia Mowry has found out. You see...
All right, what do you think about that, Natu? Focusing on yourself. Oh, where did Natu go? She's disappeared from the studio. Let me continue. Focusing yourself at some point it disconnects you from the importance of adding value to your partner. Would you guys rock with that, or would you disagree with that? Is that a thing that you can comprehend, process when it comes to romantic relationships, or to use an absolute focus on yourself? Because I do preach focusing on yourself as well. Yeah, what do you think? Tell me in the chat.
When she met Corey Hardrick, he was not doing as well as her. You know, she brought him into the industry. And even though they started doing very well, she felt like at a point she was putting more energy into the relationship.
This is the video that Natu was talking about. This is the video where he was quite snappy and oh, I'm sorry.
That she was putting into herself.
My name is Madeline, and I'm a proud student of the University of the People.
And so what happened to her? She wanted to leave him. He tried to stick around and beg her not to, but she left him. And so, fast forward, Dima. Now we're at Thanksgiving, and this is where...
Oh yeah, the other video was a Black Love video. They were interviewed on Black Love, I think, where he just seemed like very... what's the word I could use? Very testy, like he wasn't comfortable or something like that.
It gets interesting because Tia Mowry, who's recently been hanging out with Gabrielle Union, for whatever reason, she takes this particular photo. And if we go to the particular Instagram page of Tia Mowry, we see her and Corey Hardrick with the family. And she puts as...
with his shoes on. Let's not forget that he has his shoes on. He's just passing by, right? Let's not forget that. Oh shit, Duke Jackson. Sorry.
A caption, "We gonna be all right." Now, what does that mean?
We gonna be alright.
Well, before we get into that, I want to talk about something else. And that was a compilation video series that I came across where you saw women who were married to some man and they divorced that man and the man moves on. These women typically have a very hard time.
Tyrese is not moving on. It's moving on fast with Zelly. So not everybody is able to move on. It hurts when your wife leaves you, and that's why some of them move mad, because they're trying to force a different reality. Like, all the men are just happy. No, nobody's happy when the person who filed the divorce is not happy. The person who's divorced, the person on the other side of that is not happy either. It's never anything that's sweet or nice. No matter what the picture that anybody is trying to paint, no matter how many divorce parties you've seen out there, it's always a difficult thing.
Getting over it. Let's play that clip and come back.
So, the last few days have been super traumatizing for me. My own fault. It's always my fault. But anyway, I didn't know. Well, I guess I did know, but that I would have this really strong reaction physically, trauma reaction, to finding out that my estranged husband has been having a new relationship. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't.
Oh, beauty.
Your estranged husband that has a new relationship. Before, uncle.
Let's be poor.
Before. What do you expect? Anyway, let's continue.
We've been separated for a year, but we see each other a lot, and we spend time as a family together a lot. And I had asked him.
This is what I'm talking about. You see each other a lot. You spend a lot of time together. Right? Watch. Just watch this.
Many times, are you seeing somebody? And he said, no. He kept saying no. And then he'd take me to dinner and we'd have a nice chat. And
Why would a man do that? What do you guys think? Why would a man, you ask him, it's a strange husband, you divorce, you're going your separate ways, right? And then, before you know it, you ask, are you seeing somebody? And then he says, no, he takes you out to dinner and stuff. But, you're separated. No, sorry, you're divorced. Separation? I'm not sure. Either way, right? The only difference is the paperwork, which is a big difference, right? Why would a man do that? I wonder why. Why would he do that? Let me see. Most times when people start talking about focusing on themselves, they have given too much to others and probably now burnt out till they feel the need to give back. Yes, that's what that means. That's why when I say it, I am very specific. Self-preservation first. There will be no need to self-preserve if you don't feel some type of way already. Good point. Yeah. The goal is to be able to should be balanced and not overdoing either. Yep. Exactly.
I have a boyfriend that I've been seeing. So it's not like.
So she has a boyfriend she's been seeing, though.
I have a boyfriend then he'd take me to dinner and we'd have a nice chat.
She has a boyfriend she's been seeing. The ex-husband is taking her to dinner. They chat, reflect on good old times, and yet the internet is saying they will never come back together. Well, she might come back together, and she will tell you, "Let me mind my business." Okay, you mind your business, right? You ever had that before? Somebody got back with the ex, and you're like, you went back to that situation, and you're like, "Mind your business." They don't say it in words. Oftentimes, they will just block you. Let me see. That are you back?
Yes, I am. Sorry, my twin sister called.
Okay. Good. You said you're a twin sister? I thought you had a twin brother.
Yeah. No, a twin sister.
Oh, twin sister. Okay, yeah. All right, so we're covering this short story in addition to the Mowry.
Wait, who is this?
Did you listen to this, or you need me to play back a little bit?
No, who is this?
Okay, it's not too far off. It's part of the story of Mowry. Okay.
Have a very hard time getting over it. Let's play that clip and come back.
So, the last few days have been super traumatizing for me. My own fault. It's always my fault. But anyway, I didn't know. Well, I guess I did know, but that I would have this really strong reaction physically, trauma reaction to finding out that my estranged husband has been having a new relationship. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't. We've been separated.
Okay, she's not saying he shouldn't. Natu, can you tell me what she's actually trying to say before I play?
She's saying he should. You see?
She's not really saying he shouldn't. After all,
he shouldn't.
On paper, he can.
They're still married.
Emotions no be your mate.
They're still married. They just estranged. They're still married.
Watch what this guy has been doing. Wait.
But we see each other a lot, and we spend time as a family together a lot.
We spend time as a family a lot together.
And I had asked him many times, "Are you seeing somebody?" And he said, "No."
First of all, that's not your business. But he said, no. Right? He hasn't been seeing anybody.
Kept saying no, and then he'd take me to dinner, and we'd have a nice chat.
Wait, is it possible that it can become her business if he's been taking her to dinner and they have a nice chat? What are they chatting about? They're chatting about all those years, the good old memories, right? It feels good to not be entangled up with you, but kind of entangled up with you, right? It feels, I don't have to be with you, but I'm kind of with you, right? I don't have to be with you, but I'm kind of with you though, right? Right? Let me continue.
And I have a boyfriend that I've been seeing.
She has a she has a boyfriend.
Jesus Lord.
It's not like I think he shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. This isn't about that.
Tell
us.
But
what happened was because he didn't tell me.
Wait, why? You have your own boyfriend.
I felt safe around him still.
She felt safe around him.
Still, like in the way that he still loved me. So he invited me to go on a trip with him and the girls, and I said yes. He bought this big boat for his business, and so we went and got on this boat. But I said yes because I didn't want, you have this feeling when
you say yes because you feel safe.
you first get separated that
Probably feel safer with him than your new boyfriend because you don't really know that motherfucker like that.
you can't imagine your husband and your children having a great time without you.
Why not? You moved on. Why not? You should be able to imagine. It should be as simple as ABC. We moved on. Just
Or with a new woman. And
Kilo coin. What's your business?
I was like, okay, I don't know whether I should go or not. Like, I don't want him to think something, and I don't. But then my daughter said, well, he's not going to ask you again, so you should come. And I don't know why she said that, but I do now. So I went, and then when I was there, I found out, because he kept texting, and I just was like, what's going on? And anyway, I found out through some very horrific texts, my fault, that not only was he having a relationship, but they're totally involved in saying I love you and blah, blah, blah. And I had this physical trauma. Like, I went off to else. It was terrible. And I was physically ill.
Anyway, I have Adebu Sola here. Okay. Y'all gonna learn. They play. Y'all gonna learn. Don't play. Or is it they play or don't play?
Oh my God. I'm glad there was some talk because I can't at this point.
Adebu Sola, I see you. How far now? Talk to me now. On mute. Let me see. Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Natu, you saw what I'm talking about?
Yeah, this is complicated.
Complicated? This is what it means.
Am I on mute?
Okay, I can hear you now. Adebusola.
Oh my goodness.
Am I on mute?
I can hear you now,
No,
yes.
you're not. We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Maybe she can't hear us. I don't think she can hear us.
Trust me, I'm going to tell you for free. She has a boyfriend, but she's still in love with that man.
Yes, she's trying to force herself to move on.
Yes.
And sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes, people know what they do in their private life. Can you hear me now, Adebusola? We can hear you, even when you just.
Yeah, but she can't hear us.
I'm gonna kick you out and come right back in again. Let me see. Let me kick her out so she can try to come back again.
I want to believe her having a boyfriend is trying to show that she has moved on.
Yes.
But,
to tell herself that I moved on.
Yeah. This is a clear picture of lying to yourself.
Did you hear the part where she said horrific text? She saw what was she looking for when she saw text? Was she looking through that guy's phone?
Empathy, please.
Ha! Are you manicao? You moved on, move on peacefully, in peace.
Oh my goodness.
Let the poor man breathe.
If you know you're still in love with him and you don't want to leave, you probably should have stayed and work it out. The fact that you decided to I don't want to be here, I think I should go. She was hoping probably he'll come to beg her and he did not.
Yeah, let's remarry. Let's remarry.
Yeah.
You're waiting forever. And a lot of people go through that. They go through that. They're not sure of how to handle that, Adebusola, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Hello, how you doing? I can hear you, yes.
I'm fine. It's been a minute.
I know, you forgot about me. I've been seeing you in other people's chats.
It's been forever. It's not been a minute. It's been forever.
I've been seeing you in other people's chats. I won't mention names. And then, anyway, thank you. You remember us today. What's going on?
I'm good. I've been busy. Very, very busy.
I feel you.
But
I feel you.
I'm always I do. If I don't catch the live, I do watch the replay.
The replays. I know. Yeah, I know. I do see the numbers.
I actually have a
much.
different take on this last woman that you play.
Okay, go ahead.
The white lady.
Yeah.
So like,
This lady right here.
okay, why am I lagging? Can you hear me in real time? Like, am I
I can
lagging?
hear you.
No, you're
You
not
might-
lagging. You're
You're
good.
not lagging.
Why is that?
Can you hear me now? It could be StreamYard,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't know. But you
Yes,
but go ahead
I
and
hear
just
you
say
loud and
something. Yeah, I can hear you too, but it's a lag. It's a
Uh-oh.
lag.
Okay, so like this lady that just said she had is it physical breakdown or mental? I can't even
Yeah, physical. I think she broke out.
kind
Some
of
people have
understand
that.
how she feels. Do you know that if I see anybody that broken up in their relationship, and if I ask them after the breakup, have you seen each other? If they say no, I'm not sure whether they've moved on. So like, I feel like this woman will be able to move on after that episode. I feel like that's the closure that she needed to really move on. Even though she's in a new relationship, she has not moved on. So like, now that she has said that and realized that the other person has moved on, I think she'll be able to move on. Like, that's the way I just say. That's why
That's how you say it.
the relationship between Tia and the ex-husband. That's why I have a strong inclination that they might not get back. Like, seriously, because you've seen the person and yet you're not back. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's slim. Like, it's slimmer. Very, very slim.
So I know we have a
them to
lag.
be
Let me
that
say
much
something
more
here.
mature than
You remember I said it's
Yeah,
almost impossible.
I might be wrong, but no.
Remember I said it's almost impossible. I agree
Yeah, you
with you.
said
It's
it.
almost impossible to get back because even if they get back prematurely, they might end up. He might get comfortable again and go
It
back
might
to
be
his old ways.
disastrous. It might
Yeah.
be disastrous.
So if they're going to
It
do that, they
will
need to
be.
make sure it's solid.
It will
Yeah.
be. It's not, it might.
Not necessarily. There are people that have done it successfully. It's almost impossible, but there are people that have done it successfully. It's possible. It's almost impossible, but it's possible.
Then if they're going to get back, I don't think they're going to get married again.
What's the big deal? They don't have to rush it. They're together regardless. Her new boyfriend will not be comfortable anyway. Imagine this woman's boyfriend right now watching this. Do you think she's comfortable? He's comfortable? He's like, you're breaking out. Why? I thought you moved on. You're my girl. Why are you worried about that, right? He'll be confused as shit.
She hasn't. That's the thing. Like, sometimes people need time to heal before they move on to the next relationship. Like, I feel like in her mind, maybe she was the one who left the relationship, probably. Sometimes when you are the one who left the relationship, there are some things that you've not healed. Like, the other person felt the jab and had gone through something, and the person who left. The fact that somebody left a relationship does not mean the person is not hurting.
Right. Correct.
So, even though, and she wouldn't know, like, until she saw him again. Like, I'm very sure that was what happened to her. Like, she wouldn't know how she would have felt seeing the man move on until she saw the scenario play out.
So the condition is that if he's move on, then I can move on.
Face. And I feel like after seeing him, then she'll be able to move. Yes, for people like this. For people like
Oh, beauty.
So once you move on, then I can move on. Anyway, the point is made is that emotions are designed. They are supposed to be confusing. It's okay,
like that,
yeah.
No, but it's okay for her to feel the way she felt. Like, I don't know why people feel
That's
the
fine,
need
yeah.
to prove that a breakup does not affect them. It does, and it's okay. And after
It
that,
does.
move on.
It's okay.
So it will affect them. So that's just like the but it's actually funny.
All right, I appreciate you.
The fact that she can come out and come and say it's online, that's crazy. I've never do that.
It should be funny. No be you.
This is what the internet makes people do now. Like, people just feel like there's a need for them to bring everything to social media.
Yeah, because
like,
the internet is always
Why
internet is always can always hear you out. That's why.
nah.
why will you do that? Gosh, that's insane. No. Even if you feel that, cry in the corner of your house, clean your face, Like I don't know why people will be like,
Put
I
herself
broke
on
down.
black, and she's
Like
showing the
everything
whole
look
skin.
like
She
when
said
she's narrating the
how
story
the
again.
how the
Like,
physical
that's crazy.
trauma. He
That's
said
something
my
you talk
fault.
to maybe your group of
That one
friends or
cracks me
something.
up. She said physical exactly. Like MOP will say that's a barbershop conversation.
Yes, that's something you don't bring out to the public like that. Yeah.
Sorry,
Anyway, thank you so
I'm
much,
not supposed to be
Adebusola. I
laughing at
appreciate
her,
you.
but I'm still really.
No, it's cool. We can laugh because this is all of us. We're not as intentional
Yeah,
is the point here.
like
We're not as intentional as we
yeah,
try to
something you say
claim to
among your
be.
friends.
You know,
All right,
intentionality
all
has to
right.
involve emotional intelligence. You know. Yeah. Sorry, you're lagging behind. I appreciate you, Adebusola. Thank you so much for coming up and yarning with us more. All right. Natu.
I'm here.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that's the point. Let's just that pedestal we put ourselves on. Let's put ourselves down and then acquire emotional intelligence. Like it's okay for people to break up. It's okay for people to move on. It's okay that you're a normal human being. It's not clear cut. Like when it happens, you have remnants, you have residues of that relationship, which is why we ask people to heal before they move forward, and then I want us to know that it's possible for a situation where what they had was they emotionally abused each other, verbally abused each other, and they've gone their separate ways. They work on each other separately, and then they still have enough residues and remnants that they feel like it was good enough to build on top of. Sometimes they call it children, sometimes it's not children. That's okay, as long as it's healthy. I think sometimes we just make we feel like it's not possible. Like, no, anything is possible. I think it's almost impossible. The reason why I put that is because I want people to be aware that if you're going to try to pull this off, you need to understand that it's a lot of work that's required of you. You need to understand that the odds are against you. Once you go into separation, there is a 13% chance only left that you will ever come back together. So it's actually worse when it comes to actually somebody pull divorce because there's a lot of damages, emotional damages that have happened before a person gets to a point where they're pulling the trigger of divorce. That's why it's almost impossible,
Sure.
So, yeah, give me your last word, Jare, not to.
Like a summary of what you said is just there's this adage that says that broken crayons still color.
Yes, they do. They do.
So just people just need to understand sometimes that it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I don't know why Tyrese is out there screaming. It doesn't mean that he can't find love anymore. It doesn't mean that he's not lovable. It doesn't mean that the lady leaving him makes him feel less of a man. I don't know if that looks like as if Samantha was the breeze that blew the foul in Yasha and left it open. That is making him go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we just need to understand that there's always like a light at the end of the tunnel. Some people might say it's easier said than done.
It is.
I know that, but then you also have to live to live. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you have to be positive. It's just like you having a job that is very toxic. And you keep staying there and you know that you're not making any progress. And you know that your presence there is not gonna it's not adding any value to you. And you keep staying there. Like you keep asking yourself, okay, I get to check. Before the next day, everything is gone. These people are draining me. I work overtime. I don't get paid well. They don't see the value I have. I'm just placing $1. They are not utilizing what I have. And you're still there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then one day you wake up and be like, you know what? I'm just going to leave. I'm going to try something new. And people will say marriage is not the same thing, but it's kind of like an analogy that kind of like work like hand in hand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes I'm just going to say in a nutshell, like I said earlier, broken crayons still color.
Right.
You can still make something good out of your situation. if the other person doesn't want you, there's no need for you to be there.
Nope, it's not
Move
worth
on
it.
and look for somebody that wants you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel that there's still something in there for you that you need to work out or something that you can get out,
Mm-hmm.
there's no need for you to leave. They just sit and make a self-assessment and see what the issue is. Sometimes it might not be the other person, it might be you.
Yeah.
And so now you lie to yourself that you want to leave and you have moved on, you got yourself a whole boyfriend.
I
And
know.
now you're here
Only to be looking through people's phone to find horrific
Bro.
text messages
Do you understand?
of them
So
saying
people
"I love
don't
you"
just-
to each other.
People don't need to lie to themselves, honestly speaking. Like,
Mm.
you need to look deeper. I feel like that lady did not do her homework to understand what the problem is. And to some extent, I'm not gonna say I'm that lady because I didn't go to have a boyfriend. But what I'm just saying is that she just focused on the negative. And like you say all the time, right? What you focus on grows. Focus so much on the negative.
You see more of it. Mm-hmm.
At
Yeah.
the end of the day, she felt like, okay, that's where the problem is, and I just want to leave. I can't handle it no more. And then now, with this statement that she made, it's clear that the problem is her, not the man, right now. I'm sorry to say.
You think so? I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I'm not. I don't think so. I don't think it
No.
tells us much.
Yeah.
I
And
think.
okay, you know, to
Yeah.
be honest, right? You think the man doesn't know that she has a boyfriend? He knows. That's why he has a girlfriend too.
No,
And that's
because
why he's
she's loud.
inviting
She's loud too. Remember, she jumped on the internet to tell us. So she probably told him, "Are you seeing anyone?" Well, I'm seeing somebody. And he's like, "Oh, you are? Good for
Exactly.
you. Good for
And
you."
he's like, you know what?
But
I want
I'm
my
still
wife back.
smashing. Okay,
But
maybe not
exactly,
smashing. But we're going on dinner.
you-
You're the mother of my kids, right?
But you know that's one thing that some men cannot deal with. They can't deal with the woman that they love seeing her with another man. So the fact that she's telling him that she's seeing someone, he'll be like, okay, she's done. She's not coming back. You know what? I'm just gonna move on.
Right. Right.
And now she's upset about it. So
Yeah.
always.
I
be
mean, that
deeper, like,
story
I'm
is not
suspicious.
everybody's story, obviously. So,
No, it's not.
but it's a good. I think the only thing for me, the only thing it tells me that I want to highlight is that we are not as intentional as we try to claim to be.
Yes.
You know, our emotions take charge, and it drives us, and particularly when it comes to righteousness. Like, I'm just this holy person, I will never do wrong. Like, stop the cap. Okay, you don't intentionally know that you do that, but when you find yourself in a funky place where you are confused with your emotions, you might find yourself in the position that this woman in. Now, on paper, she's not cheating. She has a boyfriend. She has an ex-husband. So
No, wait. She said estranged husband.
estranged. That's an ex-husband,
But
right?
they're not divorced.
Oh, they're not
They're
divorced.
No,
You don't think so?
Once she says estranged, now they
She has a
don't
whole
think-
new boyfriend.
Well, that still doesn't mean they're not divorced.
Okay. All not label. At the end of the day, humans are humans. Human beings are human beings. If it feels right, they will justify that it is right. If it feels wrong, they will justify that it's wrong, without doing any self-assessment. That's human beings for you. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So there is. I think she did mention separation. She did say they were separated. So if you separated, you're still hanging out with that person. You're going to dinner together and stuff like that. Just know that it's possible to go through what she went through. She's not wrong. It's just
She's going to dinner because of the kids, and she went and she's taking
that's
them for work.
yeah, right. Bear gunning.
Stop the cap.
Ay.
You don't go to dinner because of the kids. That's often usually a lie. There are people that will literally punish you with your kids because they don't want to be around you. Right? Oh, but no, we're gonna go to dinner because of the kids. It's all lies. Human beings, okay, not necessarily intentional lies, but they're lies. Okay. Everyone is moving off of their emotions. The closest you can be to be a wholesome human being is just be aware of the emotional aspect of things.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep emphasizing it. Just be a student of that. Treat others how you want to be treated. Sure. Okay? That doesn't mean that's how they want to be treated. Just because you like to be treated that way doesn't mean they want to be treated that way. There's more to it. There's more to it. You need to listen to what they want, what they actually want, I hear people say that like they said something profound. Treat everyone like you want to be treated. You said nothing profound. Okay, you did. But when it comes to reality, it's different.
What you said, right? MOP. So I work in finance, right? So we got a new QC guy. So I know this is the procedure of doing this particular kind of like a report. And this new guy just came out and was making us like repeat something like on 2 different places in one report. So I'm like, this is so redundant. Why am I doing this? But guess what? He's a QC guy and that's what he wants. So for me not to be feeling my reviews, I have to give him what he wants. That's all. So even if I believe that repeating it is a waste of time and energy, that's how he wants for me to get 100 and I have to give it.
He doesn't want to skip a beat. He wants.
That's all.
Yeah, he doesn't want to skip a beat. That's how it works. You know, if it crosses your personal values, then you speak up, and then you make that known too. But if it's just a situation where you really want to serve the other person, you need to make sure that they are being served. That you understand
I saw a message by Chinye that just popped up. I want to believe Chinye is my twin sister for a fact. When I'm done, bro. I don't do welcome back. I do not do. No, I don't.
You won't do dinner date with your favorites.
Nope.
You forgot all those years of
nothing.
We suffered together. We were in college together. No, I won't tell you all that. I'll just make you feel safe enough.
I do not. You cannot. You don't even have the opportunity to make me feel safe. How are you gonna do it?
Hey, me. That I know that all these men out here are mad. They will show you shege. You come back to me.
Bro,
all I have to do is work on myself.
When I shut down, I shut down. If you like, go and bleach.
Imagine you gonna have a new boyfriend and it's Tyrese. I'll just wait. I'll be patient.
Go and become the whiskey. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. If I get a new boyfriend and it's Tyrese, listen, the way I will move, Baba will have to change. The way I will change. The way I will move. I will not change him, but the way I will move, he will have to change some certain things. He will have to.
All right.
He will have to.
Tyrese, unless Tyrese healed from Samantha, it's not changing. So me, I know that for a fact. Right?
Well, so then Tyrese not gonna see me.
And then I have this. Remember, you graduated from 14 years. I have 14 years of good memories with you. I'll just be patient. Patience, Lumaje. Patience,
Lumaje. You don't understand what I'm telling you. What I mean is that once I shut down, your SIM card goes into River Kaduna. Like we go for a new number, we don't do welcome back. We go to a new network. That's the
unless we don't have children together. If we have any situation where our life is entangled up together, now jealousy go kill your new boyfriend.
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. If we have children together, I'm going to be Samantha. And let me explain why I'm going to be Samantha. I will show up and pick that kid with no emotion. You'll be shocked.
So who's gonna know that? I'm not gonna be by the window watching you. Who's gonna notice that?
No.
I'm gonna be this woman's ex-boyfriend now.
The way Tyrese notices, that's how you're gonna notice it.
No, I'm gonna be this woman's ex-boyfriend. You'll be snooping through my phone. That's what's going to happen.
I will not.
You'll be looking for me to notice that you don't care, right? You'll be looking for me to notice that you don't care, even though obviously you care.
Quick story, right?
I mean, this will be my reality.
Don't care.
The moment you say that, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Quick story. Yeah. So I dated this guy that we had a bad breakup. And when we broke up, I blocked this guy on everything. When I mean emails, everything, social.
Blockity.
I'm telling you, yes. So my friend now said, he's not my friend. And he was like, oh, how is Natu? And he was like, oh, I don't believe that Natu will do this. Like he has never dated a girl that after they break up, they don't communicate. And my friend is like, Natu is a different breed.
It's a different one.
Except you do not hurt me. If you hurt me,
no, I acknowledge that there are some people like that. That once they're done, right? But that's just one variable, right? There's so many other things that go into. We talk about the experience. We talk about what you have with the person. We're talking about if that is an overwhelming thing, like for example, if the damages are too bad. There's a general talk too that I agree with. A generalized talk, which is once a woman is done, right? Well, R. Kelly has a song called "Once a Woman is Fed Up," right? So that is real, you know. The thing is that fed up for everyone obviously is different range, different skill, depending on who we're talking about. But it's true across the board, which is why I tell people there's no guarantee. If you misbehave and you lose your life with
You
the
get a
person,
second chance.
there's no guarantee of a second chance. There's no guarantee, like I'll teach you some things here and there because everyone cares about something. But it's not that what I teach you won't work. It's can you sustain it? Because you will get dragged. You will be looking through the window and the person act like they have no emotions. That will mess you up. Can you maintain your masculine frame in that process? I'll be you're about to jump into the internet street and start dragging people, right? So what works. Everyone cares about something. If you have enough patience, you feel like it's worth it, and you can get through that, you do that. But most of us don't feel like it's worth it after a while. We feel like, let me just take care of myself too. And that's what I encourage, because if it's meant to be, it will be, It's meant to be, to be. Thank you, Jerry. Not to. We're going to round it off right
problem.
Here. All right. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Let's round up. Let's call it a day. T-Love says, to clarify, I meant estrangement not mean being on friendly terms, affectionate but the woman added her twist to it. Yeah, there's more to that. It's confusion. What she described, right? What that woman described is confusion. And that's just the reality when people go through breakups or chop breakfast. It's confusion. It's not cutthroat. It's not cut and dry. It's not, I move on. If you are like that, at least the other person is not like that. So that makes it not like that. Because all you need is at least one person to not be like that. Right? So they might end up, God forbid, start stalking you on WhatsApp, not in real life. They look at when it shows that you're online. It says you're online, but you didn't respond to my text. Listen, emotions is not anybody's mate. When you can't have it, your mind wanders. When the mind wanders, it's literally almost equivalent of attraction. So if you know what that is, you know how to build on top of that. Most people don't know what that is because they get caught up in their own emotions. They tend to allude back to right and wrong because we're all trained that way. Always do what's right and don't do what's wrong. We're all trained that way. So when we get disappointed, we find out the truth about life that people don't actually give a shit about right and wrong. They actually don't. They only care about their feelings. They don't care. They don't care. They only care about their feelings and then they justify it with logic. And then they call it logic. Okay? That's all of us, by the way. Okay? But the ones that are better off, the ones that are aware that this is how we operate. Okay? So if that's the way we operate and you know that, then you have the skills, you have the tools to navigate life and love. That's the way it works. Okay? I'm not saying you should do the wrong thing. I'm saying you should understand the limitations. You should understand that this is a real world. It's about emotional survivor and a lot of different types of survivor. And you need to learn certain types of skills to learn how to navigate it beyond just right and wrong. Not to say, I forgot to add though, I will be having a Cyber Monday sales. We'll be posting before the end of day. Check and order something. Yes, let me help you post that banner real quick. And we make some more noise about that too when you come and be my guest. That's Natu's information right there on Instagram. So check her out. She sells fragrances and stuff like that. What's going on, my brother? Mindrell, what's going on, man? How you been? I hope you're doing well. All right. So that's that for today. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Beautiful girl. It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.